Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Let's Play Dark Souls 3. You might be wondering, why are we starting here by the graves of the cliffside? Well, it's because we pick up Hawkwood's shield here, post Abyss Watchers. And we can check it out for a little bit more information about Hawkwood. Shield that belonged to Hawkwood, a deserter from the Undead Legion. The unique swordsmanship of the Watchers does not normally allow for the use of shields. The unique swordsmanship of the Watchers would not allow such a shield, and Hawkwood's very possession of it was telltale of his defeat. Our crestfallen compatriot was a craven coward who cut and run from his commitments. I workshopped that one a little bit. Interestingly, he was a member of Farron's Legion who got out of there when things got rough. By the way, the tree, I've been back here a few times. I finally figured out what triggers the seed to fall. A seed fall is when you kill a non-NPC invader. And seeds cause enemies in your world to also attack invaders. There's also some new business to take care of up in Firelink Tower. Ooh, what was that noise? It sounded like it came from below. So we should probably take the elevator back down before we continue up there to check it out.
Sorry, friend. Be more careful. By the gods, curiosity is going to kill you, kittens. Some places are better left alone, you know. Oh, sorry. Am I a tad too late? Have no fear. There's beauty in death. Besides, you're surrounded by ladies. Every man's dream, right? Oh, no matter. I'll look after things. By stripping every last trinket off your corpse, you're gonna make some lucky customer very happy.
Fucking patches! I think by the gods, curiosity is gonna kill you, kittens is a dope line, as is the one about being surrounded by beautiful ladies, because this whole tower is filled up with the corpses of firekeepers. Which, yeah, we could take a better look at. Previous firekeepers all kind of laid to rest here in this dirty-ass tower by Firelink Shrine. Yeah, I mentioned that before. I never turned the torch on so you could really get a good view of the bodies. I think this is my favorite incarnation of Patches ever since Demon Souls. He's so much more cunning and nefarious and just a lovable dickhead in this. But once he ambushes you, he comes back here to just wait out your demise.
You're alive. Now, hold your horses. Let's have a nice talk about this. I'll come clean. I did you wrong. I didn't mean it, though. Not one bit. You get these urges, running the business and all, and I hate myself for it. I do. You know what I mean. Terrible, really. But I can see you'll forgive me. You're alive, after all. And that's what counts, right? Oh, for heaven's sake, no need to jest with a face like that. You're still alive, and I'm here grovelling in the dirt, so to speak. Oh, I know. Here, a token of my sincerity. Right, what's that, good friend? Now, I'll come clean. You know what I mean. Oh, for heaven's sake, no need to jest with a face like that. Oh, I know. We're just a couple of outcasts. Let's make the best of it. I see you've met Re-Rat. The slinking rodent. But he did me a good turn back in Lothric Dungeon. Doubtless I should do something about that little dead. Well, maybe not. Well, I can hardly believe he's still standing. I see you've met Re-Rat. The slinking rodent. But he did me a good turn back in Lothric Dungeon. Doubtless I should do something about that little dead. Well...
So he has one thing in particular now that I love. I love that he has this ring. An old ring with a seal depicting a horse's hoof. Boosts kick effect. Unbreakable patches adore this ring and the feeling that it gave him when he kicked his marks into the depths of treacherous traps, but suffered no shortage of ridicule from his associates for relying so heavily on the tired old trick. But who's the sorrier, the horse who knows only to kick, or the fool who approaches the old beast without thought? Of course he would have a ring that makes your kicks better.
Can't find anything you like.
This is the best Patches has ever been. I saw a video that shows he actually has slightly different dialogue if you're a cleric, because Patches traditionally has always hated clerics. Oh, perfect. Ooh, hello, Anri and Horace. Before we talk to them, let's go to Ludlith. Check out what we can get from the soul of the Archdeacon.
So, happened upon any twisted souls?
First time we got a good look at Ludlith. So we have Deep Soul, sorcery of Archdeacon Royce and his deacon said to have been imparted to them by MacDonald of the Boreal Valley. Fires dark soul dregs, souls which swell from the deep, pursue their target, drawn towards life. And a candlestick used as both a sword and a catalyst, used for worship by the deacons of the deep. The deacons, under the guidance of Archdeacon MacDonald, became both clergymen and sorcerers. So we have a dark sorcery, like a hex, but no longer called that. It kind of furthers the connection between the abyss and the deep. Again, seemingly discrete entities that are highly related. And a sword that doubles as a catalyst. Pretty cool.
Oh, and we meet again. We spoke before on the road of sacrifices. Anri of Astora. I'm well pleased to see you safe. We reached the Cathedral of the Deep, but Aldrich's coffin was empty. The man-eater must have left for his true home. The little doll in the empty coffin told me. Aldrich is said to hail from Irithyll in the Boreal Valley, an ancient fabled city. A pilgrim told me that the city lies beyond Farron Keep, and so becomes our destination. Aldrich's honest home appears.
See what you look like. Nothing really special. I'm not a big fan of his armor set. Okay, so we learned something from Anri of Astora, and it's that Aldrich left for his home in Irithyll of the Boreal Valley. So it's a location we actually get to visit. We've heard a lot about this place, so now we can confirm that we're going to be going there. She also told us that it lies just beyond Farron Keep, which, speak of the devil, that's where we're headed. Back to the Abyss Watcher's room. So we're going to follow this path that was revealed after the boss fight with the Abyss Watchers when the sarcophagus slid back to reveal those hidden stairs. We poked our heads in here before, but it's on the critical path, so it's time to do this. This is kind of a shortcut path through the early part of the level. It doesn't save you that much time, and you skip a lot of really cool stuff by making that drop down, but it is perfectly safe. These are the catacombs of an old land named Carthus. And it's a really appropriate name, because when I hear Carthus, I think of Carthage, and the Carthaginians, and all the bloody battles, and the Punic Wars, and cool shit like Hannibal crossing the Alps with his elephants. Carthus just happens to also be a warrior kingdom, out in a desert made up of all these disparate nations united under the banner of a conqueror named High Lord. Hallelujah. High Lord Wolnir. It's also full of spooky, scary skeletons, one of whom did a psycho crusher off the bridge. You could say that they are skeleton warriors, in fact. And luckily, unlike the Catacombs in Dark Souls 1, there isn't a necromancer reanimating all of the skeletons. I think blessed weapons will still put them down with just one death. Otherwise, most of them seem to reanimate just one time. They don't reanimate indefinitely, so you kill them, they usually come back once. Some of them don't. I'm not exactly sure what governs that behavior. Or if it's just random, or if it's certain ones that come back, I'm not sure. Also got me a little fire-notched whip. Just for shits and giggles. I'm gonna see how that works out here. Probably not too well. Skeletons, I think, are typically pretty weak to strike damage. Also, be wary of the depressions, the pressure plates in the floor, because there are a lot of fire arrow traps like that in the Catacombs. This area in general is pretty trap heavy. So we'll mess around with the Chaos Blade a little bit and the fire-notched whip. Be wary of these. Oh, you can see the red of their eye sockets glowing through the back of their hood. It's kind of cool. Come on. Just don't throw knives. Don't throw knives, come on. Like he dashes around like a Bloodborne enemy. Or like a Bloodborne character. That's what I've been waiting for. I wonder if the AI recognized that I was readying the parry stance on this thing. And just decided to dance around and throw knives. We have an illusory wall back here. That... What did this conceal? Was it a tome? It's something like that. Yeah, it's just right there. In one of the combs. Carthus Pyromancy Tome. Yeah, I did remember that correctly. Yeah, here, skeleton. Let's check out this Carthus Pyromancy Tome. A Pyromancy Tome from Carthus containing pyromancies crafted for battle. Give to the old master pyromancer to learn blah blah. Carthus pyromancies develop in isolation from other forms, explaining their divergent evolution. That's not the one I was hoping I would find. There's another cool one somewhere in here, I think. I think it's in here. I hope it is, because I have something that I want to talk about, and it won't make any sense to do so until we find that tome. Unfortunately, we... Oh, yeah, another sharp gem. I finally found a new one. Those things are hard as shit to farm. Sharp is responsible for the Sharp Infusion, which gives you more dexterity scale. Should not have had the shitty binoculars on my quick select, but I've been doing that. I've been keeping them there for talking to NPCs now that the binoculars suck so much. Because I can't move while zoomed in with them. Oh my god. These guys have... Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Fighting two at a time is rough, because they are pretty durable. Oh my god, and they guard break you really quickly. They build up bleed. Gotta be careful with these enemies. Yeah, it's worth it. Worth taking a couple hits just to finish one off and then have a one-on-one. Okay. I think this R2 should finish him, or come pretty close. Whew. They drop a lot of Titanite though, and I think they have a decently high drop rate for large Titanite. So if you're looking for a good mid-game location to farm large Titanite, this would be your spot. Or at least for the time being. We already saw if you go to the Untended Graves early, you get guaranteed large Titanite from those Grave Wardens in the beginning. But that's not exactly practical advice for everybody. Go to the beat the Dancer early on, beat Osiris early, and farm the Untended Graves for large Titanite. Nah. So you might keep running when you hit these stairs, and you want to keep running because of this. Now, if you're... Shit. I was gonna say, if you're playing this for the first time, your first instinct might be to go, okay, I'm safe, and go back on the stairs, at which point the big ball of skeletons rolls back up and knocks you off. It's a great twist on the trap that's been around since Demon Souls, the big Indiana Jones boulder rolling down the stairs at you. Now it comes back up. And there's some paltry little items on the stairs. So when the ball rolls back, turn around. Note that there is a skeleton in a cool hat here. Just chilling out in the corner, trying not to be noticed. He's really socially awkward. He's not good at parties. So he just wants to be left alone. He's in the corner. We're going to slice his ball. No, we're not. That is the best hidden undead bone shard in the whole game. I did not find that at all on my first playthrough. I had no idea that was there. There are two undead bone shards I did not find the first time. One was that, the other one is in the area after this. The deal is, with the skeleton balls, when you kill the skeleton hiding somewhere, the skeleton with a hat on, the next time the skeleton ball hits a hard surface, like the gate there, it will crumble. And they usually hide something. These fuckers need to stop. That's probably my most hated skeleton variant. The urns they throw, they just really, really suck. They're hexing urns, actually, from Dark Souls 2. And in fact, that is not the only Dark Souls 2 reference we're gonna run into here. The vases with the lids, like that one, those also release hexing shit, like so, if you break them. So we'll just go and deal with that one, roll through real quick, so it's not that many. There's a tendency, when you come through here for the first time, to panic, and just roll around a lot, and that will get you killed. Ring worn by warriors of the Sand Kingdom Carthus slightly boosts dexterity, obscures the wearer while rolling. Sword technique of Carthus allows for fluid movements with a curved sword. Masters of this technique are said to dazzle their opponents by moving weightlessly as a grain of sand. They live for the High Lord Wolnir, conqueror of most kingdoms, known to their people. This is that other Dark Souls 2 reference I was talking about. This is the Simpleton's Ring. And it's actually pretty good in this one. There was another pressure plate in the floor, more arrow traps in the depression where a coffin should be over on the far side. Oh, I love that! When he gets up, when the bones form together and he puts his skull on, he gives it a little pat to make sure his skull is secure to his spine. It's so dumb. Whatever, it's worth it. It's worth it just to have it dead. And not have to deal with the hexing urn while fighting this guy. I'm probably going to come back here and farm them eventually. Not for any kind of Titanite or souls or anything, but because they have a chance to drop their big curved swords. And they're surprisingly really good dex weapons. They also happen to have a lot of bleed baked into them. Nice little audio detail here. Whoops, I almost stepped on the pressure plate. You know what? Oh no, they came too far forward. I was gonna let them get a little bit closer, then step on the plate and perforate them with arrows. What was I saying? Yeah, the bleed build-up's real nice on him. There's some other ones, too. Like, one has a shodel, one has a... What is it? A greatsword or something? There are, like, 3 different weapons you can get from these skeletons. think it's a great sword, is it? Oh, that worked quite well. Whip is a nice little coup de grace. Oh, the audio detail I was talking about. When you step on the floor that is just nothing but bones, your footstep sounds turn to nice loud crunches. Bad things happen to you if you fall down that pit. It leads to an area that we'll go to, but you do not want to go to it that way. Also, I love how that trap is impeccably timed, because as soon as you see the item go in the corner, you're right under. You're so close to it that you run beeline straight to it, and you're directly under the path for the ball to fall on you. And get so many people. And no, you see that it rolled over something. So you can use it as an environmental hazard to trap enemies. And every time you reset the world state, it has to do that. Just to drop back down, so it's not just constantly rolling. You know what? That's not gonna work. There's no way I was gonna outrun that before it came back. I killed all these rats for me, though. And there is one giant rat. I'll kill in just a sec. There's still one more mini. I say mini, the thing is the size of like a very large dog. It's still a pretty big-ass rat. Let's do this first. So this, you can see, terminates in a dead end. And all we get down here is an ember. But that's a trigger for you to be invaded by Dark Spirit Night Slayer Soreg. And if you're quick, you can get the drop on him like that. Poke for good measure, and that's scary. He's got the Fume Ultra Greatsword on him. So that's pretty spooky. This is spookier than skeletons. Oh, you got hit by a big skeleton ball. That's a shame for you, Soreg. Oh, hey, poison works for you. That's cool. Don't stand there. No, Soreg, don't. Don't stand there, Soreg. Oh. I tried to warn him. So my thanks and a Night Slayer's ring. You also get that gesture from him, because if he kills you, because he'll taunt you. He taunts you if he kills you, so you get the gesture. Ring of the Savage Soreg, more commonly known as the Night Slayer. Enemies lose more stamina when guarding attacks. Long ago, Soreg engaged the guardians of an ancient city in a bloody confrontation and returned with their rings as his prize, still frozen on their dismembered fingers. You know what that ring is? It's the, oh, by the way, look up on the ceiling, slimes, they drop on your head, grab you, do a bunch of damage. Fuck them. Flame Whip is probably going to be really handy here, because they take a lot more fire damage, or a lot more damage from fire. And look at who it is! Our best friends in the world, Bone Wheel Skeletons. These are the Dark Souls 2 Bone Wheel Skeletons, not the Eater of Worlds Dark Souls 1 Bone Wheels. So they're not horrifying, but this is right below that hole in the floor from earlier. I said you would have a bad time if you fell down here. You fall into the middle of a bunch of slimes falling on your head, or trying to, and 4 Bone Wheel Skeletons. Anyway, let's get back to that Night Slayer ring, now that I got all that out of my system. The Night Slayer ring is the Ivory Warrior ring from Aleum Lois in Dark Souls 2. Judging by that description, Soreg waltzed into Aleum Lois, killed the Knights of Aleum Lois, and broke their frigid fingers off to take their rings from them. He is also rocking Arcus's armor, Carcass's shield and the Fume Ultra Greatsword. He is just a menagerie of the most badass character's gear. Ring worn by warriors of the Sand Kingdom boosts rolling invincibility at the cost of defense. The sword technique of Carthus allows for fluid movement, dazzle their opponents. They live for their High Lord Wolnir, conqueror of most kingdoms known to their people. Same description as the Carthus Milk Ring. So we have the Carthus Milk Ring, which adds dexterity and modifies your roll to be a little bit invisible. And we also have the Carthus Blood Ring now. So, we have 2 rings that modify our rolls. We are no longer rocking the Chloranthy Ring, but we're still rocking that Prisoner's Chain. The Chloranthy Ring, I don't think it's worth it anymore. It might still be. It's got some good competition this time around, so it's at least not an automatic, yeah, I'm gonna use that, instead of, like, it's no longer a guaranteed ring slot. And we shatter the second skeleton ball. Make sure nothing follows me down. This one had a crab in it. A really cute crab. Who just wants to hug you so badly. He just wants to hug you. Crab people. Crab people. He's dead. Yeah, Sora gets a huge badass. That arrowhead, no sound effect. These are the skeletons that you can farm for the shovels. They're pretty good too. Unfortunately, Dark Souls 3 drop rates tend to be like alarmingly low for anything that you have to farm. I was lucky in that I got the Black Knight and the Dark stuff, the weapons and the armor set. It's relatively quickly. Ooh. I almost drew my sword right onto the pressure plate. So we now see the other side of this broken gap in the floor, where we couldn't get to before. We have you. Is there another one around the corner? Kind of worried about aggroing him. Oh, well, that's not going to be a problem. Pretty sure there was another one waiting around the corner. So I was going to draw this one out with, I was going to pull him with a throwing knife. Come here. Do it. Yeah. Holy shit, he's wearing really cool armor. Over his ribcage. I want that. I don't think they dropped that. Oh no, I'm crazy. Or am I? Oh, he just reforms. Ah. And because he is a Shodel, you'll see him doing damage even through my shield. And a non-trivial amount, too. And they're kind of a slippery Bloodborne enemies, so they can kind of just poke and run. And let the damage add up that way. Not to mention the bleed. Umbral Ash of the Grave Warden of the Catacombs of Carthus. With this, the Shrine Handmaid will prepare new items. The old man began as a squire, carrying his master's accoutrements. He ended his days a Grave Warden and carried them still. That refers to High Lord Wolnir. Carthus is the first hint that shit is about to flip sideways. This High Lord Wolnir, conqueror of Carthus, was a pyromancer turned Grave Warden. He found a black flame. From this black flame, you get a bunch of black flamed pyromancies. What I think this black flame refers to is something that will be introduced to properly later on. The Profaned Flame. The Profaned Flame. You've already heard profaned used as a proper noun in the game once. In the intro cutscene, in fact. Oh no. Oh, that could have been worse. He could have used a critical attack. One of the Lords of Cinder, Yorm the Giant, is Lord of the Profaned Capital. The Profaned Flame has some ties to him, as it does to the Deep and the Abyss, which circles right back around and makes me think that that's the same black flame that Wolnir discovered. And there we go, there's our shortcut back. And this area is not too big, so we're actually getting pretty close to a boss. 2 skeletons form in that pit of bones. Are they gonna back off? No, they're not. I was hoping they would hit some kind of bounding box there. Wah. And to use the whip too much. Really should have brought a strike weapon in. Might go back to the whip later on when it'll be more handy against later enemy types. But we came up this right side pathway first. Oh my god, I forgot about something. I completely forgot about something. Something really huge. Sorry, let me just double back on myself real quick. It would have been real bad if I had forgotten to come back here. So we'll just ignore her for a quick second and come out here where there's a lizard. A lizard. Oh! Twinkling Titanite, worth it. Worth the arrow to the face. That, however, was not. Alright. Anri is back here.
Oh, hello. How very fortunate. Have you seen my companion, Horace? To my shame, I was snared by a trap and we've become separated. I've not been able to find him since. Yes, I see. Horace is a valiant knight. He can look after himself, no question. He's probably searching for me right now, with twice the resolve. If you happen upon him, please tell him that I remain in the Catacombs and will lay prism stones to guide him, as always. Please send him my word, I beg of you. May the flames guide your way. If you that I remain and will please say.
So Anri and Horace were separated by some kind of trap in the catacombs, of which there are many. And she's gonna lay prism stones to guide Horace back to her. But if we see Horace, she wants us to let her know, or let him know where she is. We gotta wait for you, skeleton ball. And Anri happens to be in the spot by the cliffside that I was just at. Or, well, she moves there. It's an easy run back since we opened the shortcut, so not too much of a waste of time. Gotta wait for the skeletons, though. Maybe they won't follow me up if I run past them too quick. I think that's... yeah, that appears to... oh no, I was looking at the wrong side. Alright, come on. Actually kind of annoys me that they fall apart like that when you hit them. It's even worse if you use a strike weapon against them, because it's guaranteed to make them fall apart. It makes them take too long to kill.
Ah, hello. We meet again. Have you seen Horace anywhere? Oh yes, I see. I've searched high and low with no luck. Perhaps he's left the catacombs. Oh, Horace, where have you run off to? Oh, Horace, have you abandoned me? No. What a horrible thought. Oh, horribly.
Okay, just making sure she has no additional dialogue. You always want to try to exhaust NPC dialogue to the best of your ability. Now we'll circle back, run across this admittedly really shitty looking bridge that looks like it could fall apart at any moment. Looks almost like it's gonna fall apart on you when you cross it. It does not. However, oh my god, look at that army of skeletons. They can eat a bag of dicks. Now, what could be... Oh, that's what could be through here? The inside of my non-face. I think I've spent so much time in the spooky, scary catacombs, I've become a ghost. Too spooked. Oh, thank God, nothing spooky here at all. I was worried that that might lead to a spooky, scary skeleton or something. Just an item here.
Spooky.
Ah, that's the tome I was looking for. Ah, that's the spooky, scary skeleton from the thumbnail. Also known as Justice from Stardust Crusaders. The resemblance is uncanny. Oh, that's bad. That's terrible. His arm clips through the floor. His whole hand did. Wolnir's whole deal is that he sought power in the Abyss, and as it turns out, regretted that decision deeply. This is a guy who conquered kingdoms, took the crowns of fallen kings. Look at the crown. That's multiple. From fallen kings, mashed them together, took up the Abyss, and is now petrified of what it can do. The only thing to give him protection are these 3 bracelets he pillaged from a bunch of clerics, which he just so happened to telegraph as his big glowing weak points at you. You'll notice that he occasionally crawls forward. The Abyss is constantly encroaching on him as he crawls. And if you touch the Abyss behind him, you're dead in seconds. I'm trying to give him a chance because this is a piss-easy, pathetic boss fight. There you go. No, he's not going to do it. I thought that was it. At least he's showing us a new move. Oh wait, this isn't far enough back. Holy shit, that's 3 or 4 ticks. Almost killed me. There he goes. Now you're just gonna summon friends? Come on, do the thing. Summon friends and then immediately kill them with the Abyss. Do the thing I want. Do the cool thing. I'm giving him all these chances. Holy shit. Yeah. Oh wow, he can summon some really strong skeletons, actually. I thought he could only do like bone wheels and regular ones. I'm back in the Abyss a little bit. There we go. Thanks for moving your hand forward. Exposing that weak point a bit. Take a look at him. We didn't actually kill him. We didn't do that. We helped the process along. But at the end of the fight, he gets dragged back into the Abyss because he no longer has the protection of these holy bracelets, these artifacts of his. We didn't kill him, we just threw him to the abyss so it could finish the job. And I think that fight is a really good illustration of what the Abyss Watchers were actually watching for. Because this is right behind their boss room. The Catacombs are. They were watching for the Abyss in the Catacombs and making sure it didn't spread to Farron. So, High Lord Wolnir. Really badass dude, and that kind of comes through mechanically in the boss fight, even though the boss itself is kind of weak, and, well, not weak, but just easy to beat. Mechanically, I think that fight actually works to make Wolnir look pretty cool. Just because it's not you doing the damage to him. I mean, it's represented that way on the health bar, but you're just kind of trying to stop him from escaping the abyss. Soul of High Lord Wolnir. Lord Wolnir of Carthus sentenced countless souls to gruesome deaths, confident he would outlive them all. A little typo in there.
Aha.
Black Serpent, pyromancy discovered from the abyss by High Lord Wolnir that inspired the black arts of the Grave Wardens, releases undulating black flames that trace the ground. Be it sorcery or pyromancy, all techniques that infringe on humanity lead to the same place, that is to say, they all seek a will of their own. A holy sword eroded by the abyss. When Wolnir fell to the abyss, he was gripped by a fear of true darkness and pleaded to the gods for the first time. This holy sword, together with 3 armlets stripped from the corpses of clerics, gave him some semblance of comfort. This thing also has Wrath of the Gods as its weapon art, which is mind-blowing. That's really good.
Ah. Gracious. Let Iona.
And after beating Wolnir, we can buy his crown. Crown of Wolnir, the Carthus Conqueror. Once upon a time, such things were bequeathed judiciously to each of the rightful lords until Wolnir brought them to their knees and ground their crowns to dust. Then the crowns became one, and Wolnir, the one High Lord. What a fucking badass he is.
Ashen one.
I hope that there's some kind of DLC in Carthus and we can actually fight him properly. Like Carthus in the past at its prime or something. Holy shit, that would be cool. Yeah, a lot to give you.
Well, well. I've never seen anything like this. This inscription. This tome is from the Catacombs. Fascinating. On this day, the teacher learns alongside the pupil. I'm afraid I cannot accept this. This pyromancy tome is dark and delves into the depths of men where an untouchable flame resides. I cannot comprehend this myself, let alone teach it to you. It is a spell forbidden in the Great Swamp, and nearly everywhere else too. Only one terribly afflicted or burdened by deep sorrow could begin to understand this. Do not be gone for long.
So he will not accept that because it is a dark pyromancy tome that talks about an untouchable flame. A profaned flame, maybe.
Speak thy desire, honorable lord of... Oh, good Hollow. I'm afraid I must say... Orbeck of Vinheim is a cause of much consternation. He proclaimeth himself Lord of Hollows. If left alone, he may one day imperil thy rule. Fall to this matter yearly, else we are unraveled. Decisiveness is the mark of a true monarch.
I've never
Our Lord
gotten that
Wolnir.
dialogue before.
Knowest thou
of a maid named Anri. She is hollow, and will join thee in wedlock. A fellow of mine guides her at this moment. When the time is ripe, thou mayst make thy salutations. For what lord taketh no spouse?
Yuria
Till
just
we meet
dropped
again.
some crazy bombshells on us. Orbeck is going around declaring himself Lord of Hollows, and we are to marry Anri. And Yuria has someone watching over Anri. Wow. That's gonna do it for now. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take it easy. Have a good one.